right, it's time for another weekly segment of Smartwatch Dick, another installment of our weekly beatings. He's here to give us his corrections and, whatever he found wrong with the show. How you feeling, Jordy?
You know what? I always get a little nervous, a little bit of nervous energy when Smartwatch Dick's coming on the show. But I also get excited because I find him hilarious. And as much trash as you and I talk, to quote the podcast godfather Joe Rogan, when you talk as much trash as we do, there are probably going to be the odd mistake.
Fair enough. Yeah. So, we'll get to this real quick. Smartwatch Dick is now a contributor on watchdna.com. So look for some articles, smartwatch articles coming out from Smartwatch Dick soon. So good job, Smartwatch Dick. That's exciting. All right. Well, that being said,
Nitpicks, corrections incoming with Smartwatch Dick.
we're going to have a guest on next week. Our first guest.
All right, you heard the man. Big news today. Guest on the show. I can only assume it's got to be Smartwatch Dick. It's about time I actually got to come and hang out with the guys. Let's see if I can find the other invite from Alex here.
Other than Smartwatch Dick just coming in here, slamming us and bolting on us. But yeah,
unfortunately, Smartwatch Dick isn't a guest. Smartwatch Dick is family, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, guess that's disappointing. I got all dressed up. I even got a new camera. Heck, I even wore my Garmin Venue 3 Rolex. So, I guess we'll just continue on with the show like usual.
I see you shaking your head, Jordan.
Oh, that putting a Rolex dial on that watch is. What are you doing to me? Ugh, I just threw up a bit in my mouth. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, let's hit some nitpicks.
So I think that to me is something for our watchers, our viewers, it's really cool.
This one isn't so much a nitpick as it is an opportunity. Jordan, I think you were right the first time. Watchers, not viewers. You can't pass up a pun like that. All the people looking at this right now, watchers. Looks like it's probably a Garmin Approach S60 if I had to guess. Once the weather turns and the snow is gone, we'll get a chance to swing some clubs. And Jordan, you seem surprised I knew what watch it was. Smartwatch is literally in my name. In fact, it's the only descriptor in my whole name, unless Dick is also a descriptor. But yeah, that's a Garmin Approach S60. Saw it from a mile away.
I think I bought a watch once on vacation. It was my G-Shock.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, I want to say it was California, like in the LA area. Because the only other place we were traveling around that time was we were in Indianapolis for a Colts game, but I'm pretty sure it was like in the LA area.
With a conversation about buying watches as souvenirs when you're on vacation, I don't know if a watch qualifies as a souvenir if you're not 100% sure where you actually bought it.
I don't mind having a rubber strap on.
People get ready for Linguistics 101 with Jordan.
Oh boy.
Venezia, Nico.
I don't want to talk about this.
Anico. Venezia, Anico. Venezia, Anico.
Venezia,
because Venice in Italian is Venezia, right? So it's just Venezia, Anico. Venezia.
I'm sorry.
I feel like we're beating a cavallo morto here at this point. That's a dead horse, you non-paisans. I think Jordan managed to pronounce Venezianico 4 different ways in his lesson there. Venezianico. Smooth.
No, I'm actually on vacation with a friend who's a doctor, and she's wearing a smartwatch because she has patience. And
to be fair, I also wear a smartwatch because of patience, my own. I like to know what's going on. I don't like to wait for information. If something's happening, I need to know right away. Also, my wife's patience. If she's going to text me, I'm going to want to get it right away to save a lot of trouble in the future.
And talk about how big the space for micro brands is. And when I say micro brands, I'm not just talking under $1,000. You know, there's brands out there that are micro brands that make watches that are in millions of dollars, but they only produce 7 a year.
Yeah, true.
I think this is more of a discussion point. Micro brand. The only thing is,
what is happening?
A year.
What is happening?
I'm not paying for any of this, and I still want my money back right now. I don't even want to know where the mic is.
That's a good point.
Hey. Oh gosh, continue.
I don't know that that's traditionally what people consider a micro brand. I think most watch people think of a micro brand as a small independent contractor, maybe making a few watches a year, but they're relatively affordable as opposed to the ultra high end luxury watches that you're kind of talking about, Jordan, that are kind of out of reach to the normal person. All right, that's it for nitpicks this week. As always, hit us on the Instagram. You got Smartwatch Dick. You got Duke Durango. You got Head Crash Chronicles. WYTA Pod. As always, my email's out there. If you want to send me a nitpick, give us a message about anything, send us some pictures. We're happy to share anything you'd like on the show, as long as it's appropriate. WYTA nitpicks at gmail.com. Now, I got to figure out what's going on here. It's getting awfully cold in my house. I think something's wrong with my thermostat.
What are we doing? What's happening?
I'm really glad it ended there because I didn't want to know what the next shot would have been.
Oh man, well, thanks for that, Smartwatch Dick. That was fantastic. Oh my lord. Oh,
thanks for that.
Well, and you know, to his credit, yeah, I was a little surprised that he could just spot that, you know, that Garmin model number like that. That's something that those, you know, the ultra, you know, guys like Nico Leonard do with Rolex model numbers. So yeah, to hear a smartwatch guy do it, I was a little bit, you know, I guess, and maybe it's because to me they all look the same, so I don't know how you tell one model from the other. But
I won't lie, when I
pulled that model out.
When I was watching the episode back, when I noticed your reaction, I laughed pretty hard because it was like, I normally will like send you pictures of watches, like of guys wearing and be like, what's this guy wearing? Or, you know, like you'll tell me what people were wearing because you recognize them. But the fact that he picked out a smartwatch and you were like, what the hell? Yeah, it was pretty fantastic. Because you're right. They do very much all look the same.
Yeah, well, you know, this is going to sound awful. I didn't think anyone cared that much. Just kidding. Mostly.
Yeah. Well, that was great. You didn't look overly impressed with the Rolex face. That was pretty funny. I'm pretty sure Dick did that just for you.
I'm sure he did. Yeah. I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
That was painful. That part, I'd rather a smartwatch. I'd rather his dick face one.
Him and his dick face.
Yeah.
All right. Well, another great segment of Smartwatch Dick. Once again, you can find him here every week and look for his content on Watch DNA as well coming up. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, moving on.